Hey guys, welcome to another lesson of Pro Teacher's Noob. Today I'm with me, Tristan.
Hello, everyone.
And today we're going to cover one of the big Superman moments, one of the biggest, the wedding of Superman and Lois, the canon wedding between them in the mainstream post-crisis world. And oh boy, did this take a long time to get to when it was releasing. I mean, you know that Doomsday came about because they had to scrap their first attempts at the wedding, right?
I think I remember something about that.
Yeah, they were told, and Lois and Clark, the new Avengers Superman had just started, and the creative team were then told, scrap everything, scrap the wedding, because the wedding was supposed to be either Superman 75 or Adventures of Superman 500. It goes back and forth which one it was going to be. And some think it would have started, the lead up to the wedding would have started 75 and ended at 500. But regardless, because they said, let's just kill him. And that started the snowball effect.
Right.
But then right before they got told, the wedding was a go, they broke the two up for, as Lois admits here, a bit dumb reasons on her part. And she said, and this is the issue, to tell you how rushed it was, they had to do a whole issue just to have her realize what an idiot she was. But she says, Clark, our relationship disintegrated because I thought his life as Superman was too demanding and unpredictable. And if he did anything to help me, even by saving my life, I'd get mad and tell him to butt out. Guess I was so afraid of losing my individuality, of becoming a subordinate Mrs. Superman, that I acted like a jerk and an idiot. Yet through where she went to, she finally had her eyes open. See how even the creators admit they regret how rushed this was, but they didn't have much of a choice.
Why does she have white hair?
Oh, it's not. It's a parka.
Oh, okay.
As you can see right here.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that makes more sense.
Yep. But yeah, so in us, we lead right into the wedding album, which, yeah, for a rush job trying to get it all out, they went all out. They really went all out on this to the point that this is still considered classic. And I found out from Brett Breeding, they're talking about doing a 30th anniversary in 2 years.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So let's just dive right in. First, I gotta get your opinion. What is your stance on Superman and Lois?
I mean, Lois has never been my favorite character, but they're like
Quintessential.
peanut butter and jelly. Yeah, like they just go together.
They really do. I mean, they were the first superpower superhero coupling.
Yeah, and I mean they're very vanilla, but that makes sense for Superman.
Yep. And here, as we're going to see, they got the all-star. They got all the creative teams. Dan Jurgens, Carl Kessel, David Michelini, Louise Simonson, and Roger Stern with artwork by, they even get John Byrne involved. Kerry Gamil, another great artist. Gil Kane, Stuart Immonen, Paul Ryan, John Bogdanov, Carrion Dreyer, Tom Grummett, Dick Giordano, Jim Mooney, and Kurt Swan. And those are some of the Golden Age ones. Kurt Swan, this would be the reason why his part will be so out of context was it was a story that he just did for a bit thing and he passed away, so they just included it in here. So it's artwork because it's Kurt Swan. You can't not include his artwork. Nick Cardy, Al Pacino, Barry Kitson, Ron Franz, and finally, of course, Dan Jurgens doing the wedding with Jerry Ordway inking, and Jerry's been around forever with Superman as well. But yeah, all-star.
I will say that they did a better job on Selena's dress than they did Lois's.
This is not her actual dress.
Okay, good. I wasn't going to say it's ugly, but it's ugly.
No, trust me. It's intentionally meant to be not a good dress.
Oh, okay. All right.
Because remember where we just left off. She's in and out of the States, in the mountains. This is how she gets back. You look absolutely stunning, my dear Lois. I can barely believe I am getting married yet again. Bit of spritz in it, Mr. Naga? Indeed, Cutter, especially with my bride-to-be as a reporter who, not 24 hours ago, was causing my drug smuggling operation endless trouble. I suppose I should have killed her once I captured her back in Bhutan, but she captured my heart first. So instead of a lead bullet sending her to her maker, I give her a gold ring and take her to Metropolis. You're too good to me, darling. and I'm sorry for all the trouble I caused your business. But I was only working until I could find a man as rich and as handsome and as charming as you to marry. And so you can see that look on her face. You know she's full of it. And so I've been told many times, you should be honored. Your suggestion of marriage appealed to me. So yeah, just all this stuff. I love it. You can still tell with the heart she's faking it all. Like, I can hardly wait, dearest. But what she do when she gets the bottle? Pop! She takes them out.
Should have probably waited till the plane landed.
Actually, you'll get there, but just look at it. Where's the bottle? Just, again, showing that what Lois can handle her own. And it even says, like, that cake, for example, was filled with heroin because they were using that to, of course, get it overseas.
Oh, okay.
Let's see Dirty Harry do that in a wedding dress. And then, of course, actually gets them all tied up. I was wondering when you said, thanks for the free ride home. That's part of the reason why she did it, for a free ride home.
That's funny.
Oh, I think you could say there have been a few changes. Now, I certainly hope you and I don't have irreconcilable differences, Captain, because I have a gun, a knife, and champagne, and I know how to use all three. But look on the bright side, you just made the headlines. Now, by this point, Perry White has been going through chemotherapy for cancer, lung cancer, obviously, from all the cigarettes.
Smoking? Yeah.
Yep. So Clark is the interim managing editor, which he's had the job before back years prior for a magazine. Long story short, it didn't end well. But yeah, everyone's trying to ask him for help. But of course, it's getting to him, obviously. So yeah, he's just thinking about Lois still, because he let her leave to give her space. In fact, Lois doesn't even know about the chemo, the cancer, or anything, because Perry told her not to, told him not to.
Okay.
But yeah, and he still even has the ring. Now, I showed the point out by this point, final night had happened where the sun had gone out and everything. Superman, of course, lost his powers, but when the sun came back, he still hadn't regained his powers.
Okay.
But yeah, like, and now of course he's also been wondering, where is Lois, because he hasn't heard word from her still, or anything.
Right.
But then she shows up in the wedding dress. Lois, what are you doing here? Oh, so you're not happy to see me? Everyone just scatters. They're like, no.
Honestly,
Lois,
that dress is better. It's better now.
Well, different artists, but it's the same dress. But yeah,
I know it's the same dress, but it still looks better, all tattered and torn.
Yeah. It's good to see you. Really, you look good. Oh, please. Maybe this was a bad idea. Maybe I better just file my story. Did I mention I broke up an international drug ring on my way back to Metropolis? Gee, think I could find a terminal? Well, everyone should be back fairly soon. Why don't you use the computer in my office? Perry's office, you mean? Reality check, Clark. You're Superman, not the editor of the Daily Planet. Now everyone's gone, so she's speaking freely.
Right.
You're right, Lois. I'm only managing editor while Perry recovers from his chemotherapy. Perry has cancer? My God, Clark, I would have come back sooner if I'd known. Why didn't you tell me? In fact, why didn't you tell me? Did you think I couldn't handle it? Were you trying to protect me again? Well, Mr. Defender of the Innocent, let me tell you something. Listen, Lois, you wanted to get out of town to sort through your feelings. Perry insisted I not tell you so you could. I wasn't trying to protect you. In fact, there's a good chance I'll never mind. Let's just try a cool down. Would you like a glass of what? Yeah! Same old Clark. Maybe most people think you're a klutz, but I know it's just you don't know your own super strengths. You're bleeding. Clark, that's not Remember when the sun went out a while ago, Lois? I lost my powers then. They haven't come back since. I don't know why. I don't know if they'll ever come back. I can't believe it. I leave town, everything falls apart. You're doing what you can to get your powers back, right? Of course. Every day I see countless stories cross my desk. Things Superman could prevent or relieve, or you still got the power of the press, Clark. It's also more powerful than a locomotive, faster than speeding bullet, and able to change the course of mighty rivers. If it couldn't help people, I wouldn't be here. Neither would you. And I love it. It's like, every time one of us got lost reaching for the stars, the other helped keep their feet on the ground. I think that's why we were so good together. Past tense. Well, we better take care of that cut. And she finds the ring. And they basically reveal they still have the feelings for each other. And I love it. But it's not as simple as that. I'm sorry. You don't get off that easy, Mr. Kent. You have to do it right. You're an opinionated, stubborn woman, Lois Lane. Will you marry me? And everyone's like, you hear the glass break? $5 day, Lane reached the end of her. And what do you see, Ellie? Last thing I ever expected. Aww.
Wait, does he have a ponytail?
Because this is when he still has the long hair.
Gross.
Hey, at least you're not seeing the mullet.
Yeah, but I know it's there now.
Well, he's being professional still.
Yeah, I guess.
But now, again, we get through everything here. Of course, you see him visiting Mom and Ma, which tells you, of course, or she's visiting him, sorry. She falls, and no, I take back, yeah, he is visiting them. So that means he had to fly over there, obviously.
Right.
But yeah, and again, he's having moments like, I saw her falling, moved as fast as humanly possible, but there was nothing I could do. Worse disasters are happening. Again, they're juggling. They're still able to keep him worrying about getting his powers back, which I like.
Right.
Also, Jimmy's been working at WGBS as a news anchor. Mr. Action. But I love this. Paul shows up. Would you look at this, boy? I was married in this tuck. It's a little snug, even with all the weight I lost. A little moss-eaten too, Jonathan. Thought maybe you'd want to wear it for your wedding. I'd save you a bundle and rental fee. Here, try it on. To which I'm like, Jonathan, are you forgetting the size difference between you and Clark? To which, oh no, Pa, I'm sorry. Oh, it was ready for the rag bag anyway. I just love how Martha's just so dismissive.
Right?
To which there's like, yeah, he's still talking with him. I forget the camera for once. We hired a photographer. Yeah, because Jimmy thinks, oh, you want me to be the photographer there? Of course, now he's thinking he doesn't want me to be the photographer. He feels like, great, so what, I'm just going to be second fiddle? I thought we were best friends. Is it because I went to work for the rival? Again, he's assuming the worst.
Right, exactly.
Then we see Lois with her mother and trying to figure it out. Of course, her mother's trying to butt into everything. And of course, they're trying to talk about roses or all that. And like, haven't you both always liked lilies? I saw this wonderful arrangement. Lilies? Lucy, this is the only wedding I'm going to have, and I want it to be perfect. Of course, Sam, her father, this whole marriage thing's really getting to you, Lois. Sure you don't want to rethink it before you do something irreversible? Dad, Clark and I have been engaged for ages. I love him. I know what I'm doing. It's not the marriage that's driving me crazy. It's the wedding. Kent drove you off. Can't deny it. Made you cry. Can't forgive him for making my little girl cry. Yeah, he's assuming the worst. She's the one who pulled it off, not Clark. Martha, you're here. Thank heavens. I mean, I'm so glad to see you. So yeah, they're heading on out there as they're getting ready for the bridal shower. She's driving me crazy. I can't take. Have fun. Bye. Of course. So, Dad, don't you want to go rent a tux or something? In a while, baby. Gotta loosen those bolts, and then you're going to stick around for a while? Be here when the girls show up for Lois' surprise bridal shower? Bridal shower? But I was just going to get my jacket.
Oh, my God.
This is so Louise Simonson's writing.
Yeah.
Because you can so tell a woman wrote this, right?
Oh, my God. And I love how they illustrated him, like, all frantic. That's so cute.
Because I'll be honest, if I was in this position, I'd probably do the same thing if I didn't realize it. I'm getting out of here. But of course, the mother is still being, making decisions. She's like, worksheet, Mom, I'm making onion dip. People are bringing stuff. It's a potluck. Potluck? Really, Lucy? What will people think? You should have had the shower catered. Again, just constantly going on and on. Of course, Sam meets up with Clark and Jonathan for the they just happen to be there at the same time. As far as I'm concerned, some people have more luck than they deserve. Oh, Lucy, you're not using paper. Mom! Again, poor Lucy, right?
Right?
Like, it's bad enough having to deal with a dad who wanted sons and then having an overbearing mother.
Yep.
Of course, Lori Lamars, one of Clark's prior love interests in college, and she's also from Atlantis, is able to talk things down and everything. And I like it how, like, mom's actually smiling. Oh, and there's Maggie Sawyer with her daughter, because she did have a daughter beforehand.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, surprise! So yeah, they're getting themselves all fitted up and everything, but of course Sam just won't let up. You were in the army too, weren't you, Johnson? Yep, Korea, nasty business, war. You never served your country, did you, Kent? And then of course,
Oh my
jackass.
Oh my God.
Right now, my boy probably needs all the discipline he learned as Superman just to keep from kicking that donkey's tail.
Oh my God.
Of course, yep, she's getting all these gifts, including a crock pot. Now, remember, Superman doesn't need to eat, so of course, great, gosh, thanks, sis. And I cook so often, too. Oh, you will now. I love that look. She's just like, if only you knew.
Well, to be fair, crock pots are super convenient.
That's true, but she's like, I do that. I cook so often, too. Like, she barely cooks as it is.
Right, exactly.
And they think, oh, you're married now, so you got to do more cooking. It's like,
Yep.
When your husband barely eats.
Yep.
Again, just more and more, try to find the right tux and everything, but then they get one perfectly suited for his size, obviously. Lois is getting her own hairstyle done after all their wedding gifts, and it's all cooking related or golfing in one case.
Oh my God.
Again, it's just like, what? But I hear the different wedding dresses. They look like something out of a bad fairy tale. Of course, her mom loves it. Martha and Lucy,
Ew.
nope. I love it. They're like, nope. It's like,
no,
her mom loves it. Definitely no.
That's funny.
It seems a bit modern for a wedding gown. Lois, you weren't actually thinking of nope. Nope, that's still not it. But one of the designers comes up with something for her. We don't see it till the end.
Oh, okay.
Clark is now getting a reworking on the wedding ring to actually have a little S shield on it. My fiance thinks of me as her Superman. I like it. He's basically on the verge of giving a wink.
Oh
like if this was now they're trying. Now Lois is now going apartment hunting. I think it's clearly they're putting all the things that would have been subplots and other issues crammed into this.
Gotcha.
You know, I mean, it's kind of obvious and how it's jumping around. These would have been subplots spread out across other issues leading up to this. But it works so well even in this compilation format. But yeah, she's looking around with Martha to try and find one. Finds a great one that unfortunately there's such a waiting list that she wouldn't be able to actually look, even have a chance at it until the year 2000, and this was 96.
Oh, wow. I mean, I know that shit happens, but wow.
Yeah. Just talking with Martha about everything they've been through and how she really feels so, happy after doing all that soul searching. I realize the love Clark and I share is stronger than anything else, including his fear that being killed in action would leave me a widow, and my fear that my individuality could become lost. I know now that I can still be who I am, that we can both be whatever we want to be, as long as we're together. I'll be honest, I think this is also a bit of Stern's writing, trying to give his reason why it works here and not with, say, Spider-Man.
Okay, that makes sense.
Because, Stern was infamous for never working on Spider-Man except once, and that was the result of the Hobgoblin stuff during the Spider marriage, because he hated it that much. But yet he's perfectly fine with Superman and Lois.
I mean, they are the iconic couple.
Exactly. Meets up with Maggie, and this leads into now this is Jim Mooney's artwork, hence why it looks old-fashioned. Because Jim Mooney's also a Silver Age artist.
I love it though. It's gorgeous.
Now this is where we get the Kurt Swan artwork. You can see Maggie just talking about this one incident, and again, it's so out of place. But again, you couldn't have this wedding album without Kurt's artwork.
Right.
And since he had passed away, this was all they could have used. But yeah, it's just a nice rescue thing. Again, you could have seen this as just some backup story somewhere.
Right.
Yeah, but and yeah, it was the Ace of Clubs, actually, Bibbo's place, the bar. But they were actually able to get it cleaned up. They get it cleaned up eventually.
Wait.
Superman, what?
Isn't the Ace of Clubs eventually go to Canary, or did she just work there?
You're saying about All-Star, Batman, and Robin.
Oh, shut up. No, I never think about that. That's horrible.
No, the Ace of Clubs never went to Canary.
Okay.
Oh, look, Siegel Electronics.
Did it go to Canary in Injustice?
Well, probably in Injustice. That would make sense.
That might be what I'm thinking.
Yep. Of course, Superman's having to fake because he doesn't have his powers. He just has to bluff his way through stuff. But then we see Maxima show up. Now, Maxima's always wanted to, mate with Superman.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, I've been looking for you. But when she finds out that he has lost his powers, he then feels like you're no more worthy than any other wretch on this planet.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and then we see Jonathan and Martha meeting up with Perry and his wife as they're talking, about him dealing with cancer and all that. And he said, even Superman couldn't keep me away. We then see they're getting ready for the bachelor party. And Pete Ross shows up. There's Jimmy and Ron Troop, and of course Bibbo. I love Bibbo.
I do too.
Now Jimmy feels again like he won't let him do photographs, and he thinks that's all he'd be good for. That's what he keeps thinking. Especially when Pete shows up, it's obviously what Jimmy thinks. What position Pete would get. Oh, but of course these guys show up saying, "Hey, this is a private party. Hey, come on, Bibbo, it's Friday night. And this is my bar, and meet. I can do whatever I want to." Oh boy. And throws him right out the window. I know Clark still hasn't shown up yet.
Yeah.
But then it leads to a bar fight. And I love it. You see Jonathan, Perry, and Franklin Stern, the publisher, are all there. Like, aren't you going to do something about this brawl? Oh no, that's not that's not Perry. I keep mixing up Perry. That's Henderson, and Commissioner Henderson. You gonna do something about this brawl, Commissioner? What brawl? I don't see any brawl. Can I quote you on that? What quote? I didn't say anything. Sorry, this party's costing you a friendship, Bibbo. This little thing, Jimbo. Meet and I go do this. Goes to this every Friday night. We'll be best pals come morning. Of course, I ain't never gonna forgive him for the headlights. Yuck.
Oh my God.
And then we see Lois's bachelorette party. Of course, Lucy's the one who gave her that. But then someone tries to hit on her, and whoops, she trips him right into the cake.
Fair.
We see a bit with Superman, see, again, he's still trying to do what he can. He's working even at night. Like, really, Clark? To which he can pull the Captain America. But right before he can get hurt, Batman shows up. Things cut a little close, didn't you? Didn't know time was a problem. This should take more than a minute. And he basically then says, like, in the past, you've expressed misgivings about marriage. You've changed your mind. Yes, I have. Truth is, I've never been more sure of a decision in my life, nor have I ever been happier. I know that feeling is somewhat foreign to you. The concept isn't. And they explain everything. And then they see that Lois was able to handle herself down there. Even see, Maggie was there as well. But yeah, so they all head back on in there. Congratulations. I think you and Lois will make the world's finest team. Just wish I didn't have to worry about getting my powers back. Metropolis needs me. Strange. When I first proposed to Lois, I lost my powers then too, which she did. Seems history has a way of repeating itself. Don't worry. Enjoy your honeymoon. Arrangements have been made to protect Metropolis. Arrangements? What kind of arrangements? everyone.
That's so cool.
Yep. Relax. They don't know anything about your upcoming absence. They've been briefed that you'll be gone on a secret mission. Thanks. It's a big load off my mind. One more thing. Your fiance was apartment hunting the other day and found a place she loved. Other people were interested as well, but you two were accepted as the new tenants. Congratulations again. How did you know? The building is owned by Bruce Wayne, who is not above doing a favor for a friend. Thank you, Bruce. That's quite a wedding present. You better watch this nice guy stuff before it trashes your grim and gritty image. And it's just me. This is Ron Friend's artwork, but he makes Batman look very Bruce Timm-like.
Yes, it does.
So yeah, heads on in there, and he reveals to Jimmy, I don't want you as a photographer. You're a good, decent photographer, but I want you as my best man. You guys want me to be best man? Of course I'll do it. Wow. Why so surprised, Jimmy? You're the best pal a guy could want. Yeah, I think Jimmy was assuming it would have been Pete or someone.
Right.
Yep. Now we get Dan Jurgens for the rest of the issue. Everything just a bit of a private, rehearsal dinner and everything. Beforehand, we get a little stuff with Lori that he had did a televised story that made it seem like she was trafficking stolen antiquities, to which he apologizes, admits it was a bad source. And then eventually we're getting caught with everyone. Like, I should also point out, Perry had adopted Keith, a young black kid from that we've seen in the books for ages. Like, if you ever remember the deaths, he was in that issue that started it, where we dealt with the Underworlders. He was this young kid who trying to find his mom in that story.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and we've seen him around. So for the Perry and his wife to adopt Keith, it's always so adorable. We're just meeting up with so many other people here. But then we see Sam is not happy. Why? Because Lois does not want him to give her away. He wants to she just wants to walk down the aisle with Clark.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Hope you know how lucky you are, Ken, especially after the way you treated my little girl. I beg your pardon? You know what I'm talking about. After you broke up with her, she left the country to get away from you, for God's sake. And now you finally decide you want to marry her, huh? What makes you think you're such a prize? Actually, Sam, Lois broke off our engagement. Don't change the subject. And I also like this. Ron and Lucy are dating by this point. Oh, then I wonder how he'll react if it ever sinks in that his younger daughter is dating a black man. Don't worry about that, Ron. There's not a racist bone in Daddy's body. He's very consistent. He's dated all of his daughter's beaux.
Oh my God.
She's my little girl, damn it. I raised her, but now because of you, she won't let me give her away. Would you give a son away? Lois, don't bother, Sam. I already know the answer to that one. What?
I said woke.
Well, hold on. Now see here. No, you see here. Yes, you raised me. You tried your best to make me the son you really wanted. Well, you did a good job, Sam. I'm just as stubborn and independent as you. I love you, Dad. But Clark and I aren't taking any money from you for this wedding, and I'm not about to be given away. Not by you, not by anyone. I'm walking down the aisle alongside the man I'm marrying. I hope you can accept that. But if you can't, too bad. Well, then you don't need me and me. Maybe I won't attend. Come on, Ella, we're leaving. No, Sam, we are not. What? It's their wedding, and they can run it as they wish. Can't believe you turn against me. Fine. I hope you all have a swell time. I'm sorry, Mom. No, he's the one who needs to be sorry. I won't let him spoil your big day, Lois. If he wants to be a fool and boycott his firstborn's wedding, that's his problem. But I intend to be there for you. And of course, it's becoming a bit of a big deal and everything. I mean, God, it's two of the biggest reporters and all that.
Right.
What of it? Hey, you know us, Rondo. We're the Riot Girls. Lucy hired us to play. No, you play the reception, not the ceremony.
Oh my God.
That is cute. But even Lex Furbo is just watching in. But I love it. He came along with his, he's just going on about with Superman, of course. I can't believe she's marrying another reporter. I thought she had some modicum of taste because the two used to date. The only thing worse would be if she were marrying Superman.
Oh my
Look,
God.
up in the sky. Oh my gosh, it's Alpha Centurion, a friend of Clark's. So he's another hero.
Okay.
But he was also good friends with with Lois. That's why he'd be on the bright side. Now we see Jimmy talking with Clark, but then brings about, you did tell her you lost your powers, right? What? How? It's Mixie, just there to mess with him.
I love Mixie.
Yep. Now, by this point, I should point out, you can see Clark did cut his hair.
Thank God.
Yep. So yeah, he's just there. Like I said, Mixie's just there to mess with him.
That's kind of his brand.
Yep. But yeah, we're seeing, everyone's walking down the aisle and everything. We see, Ron and Lori. We see Pete and Lana. We then see Commissioner Henderson with someone, and turns out, there's her husband is there with the kids. But how come you're not walking with Mama? Because I'm not an usher. See, the usher escorts bridesmaids. I'll explain it all later. Didn't Lucy Lane and Jimmy and Olsen date for a while? Yeah. Funny them winding up maid of honor and best man. And look, Keith is the ring bearer. Well, this is it. Ready? As ready as I'll ever be. There's her dress. It's better than the others.
It's also, what, 1998?
6 or 7, yeah.
Yeah, so that makes sense.
You cut your hair. Do you like it? It looks nice. But I'd love you if you were bald. And they make such a wonderful couple. I never realized just how beautiful Lois is. I wish Daddy were here to see this. And so he goes through everything. Dearly beloved, we assembled this day in the presence of God to witness and to bless the joining together of Lois Lane and Clark Kent in holy matrimony. The union of these two people in heart, body, and mind is intended by their Creator for their mutual joy, for the help and the comfort given one another in both prosperity and adversity. Marriage, therefore, is not to be entered into unadvisedly or lightly, but reverently and deliberately. Lois, in this holy union, Jonathan, look. Oh, Lois and Clark now come to be joined. Excuse me. Is this seat taken? Is her father came back? If any can show just cause why they may not be married, speak now or forever hold your peace. Don't you dare. No, not for the world. So he came around after he sobered up because he was clearly drunk.
Well, good.
Yep.
Still woke. You gotta realize that people would say that.
Yeah, they would, especially those who don't know the context.
Exactly.
Will you have Clark to be your husband, to love, comfort, honor, and keep him, and forsaking all others, be faithful to him as long as you both shall live? I will. Clark, will you have Lois be your life, to love, comfort, honor, and keep her, and forsaking all others, be faithful to her as long as you both shall live? I will. Let us pray. O gracious and eternal Lord, look with favor upon Lois and Clark. Give them wisdom in the ordering of their lives, and make their life together a sign that unity may overcome estrangement and joy conquer despair. Amen. Lois, your father's here. I, Clark, take you, Lois, to be my wife. Yes, I see him. Finally. I, Lois, take you, Clark, to be my husband, to have and to hold from this day forward, for better or for worse, for richer or for poorer, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish until death do us part. Bless, O Lord, these rings, to be a sign of the vows by which this man and this woman have bound themselves to each other. We give these rings as a symbol of our vows, with all that we are, all that we have, and all that we will be. Now that Lois and Clark have given themselves to each other by their solemn vows, and with the joining of hands and the exchange of rings, I declare and pronounce that they are now husband and wife. Those whom God has joined together, let no one put asunder.
Aww.
And once again, Jurgens got to draw one of the big moments of post-credit Superman's life.
Yeah.
He drew the death. He drew the wedding. He drew the birth of John. He's done so many things.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, And of course, all the creative people involved, Jeanette Kahn, Paul Levitz, so many of them are included here. If you, I don't, there's Mike Carlin, Roger Stern, like all of them.
That's so cool.
So how was that for being tossed in together? On short notice. This was good.
I think it was really good.
Yeah. I
don't. Did people not like it or something?
Oh no, people do. It's just that I'm just saying it's a prime example of a wedding story done well. It's right up there with the Donna Troy wedding, at least the wedding issue, not the wedding itself. And I always say this: it's better than the spider marriage issue.
I like it. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I love it. Did you also know it's no shenanigans? There's tomfoolery, but no big action interrupting the wedding or anything like that.
Yeah,
it's not like,
and that's where.
Yep, I know. It's not like Intergang showed up because they're the ones who would actually attack Lois and Clark, not Superman. But again, just like I said, this whole thing, it felt like what would have been the side plots compiled into one, but it works still.
Yep,
it flowed
does.
It flowed naturally.
Exactly.
And again, and like I said before, there's talk of them because we're coming up on the 30th anniversary in 2 years.
Yeah, so they might
it was 96
do something with it.
Yeah, because it was 90. I keep forgetting how early in the 90s things were. So many times I keep thinking it was either I always think scenes are too early 90s or late 90s.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, again, I can't think of a better way of handling the wedding because they kept it somber. They kept it because it's about Lois and Clark getting married, not Lois and Superman.
Exactly.
And most of the league does not know who Superman is. So it's not like he can then have a super wedding on the side.
Right.
Yeah.
Or even that it's necessary.
Yeah, exactly. And now I do notice that Bruce Wayne's not there. But again, Bruce does, and publicly, Bruce and Clark have rarely interacted.
Right.
Otherwise, he would have been there. But again,
sure.
This is the peak of the triangle number era. I mean, like you saw at the beginning, multiple writers worked on it, but with some exceptions, could you tell?
No, not really.
Yeah. Again, except for you could tell when Louise was writing the bridal shower and all that because
but in a good way.
Yeah, in a good way. Definitely in a good way. But yeah, I mean, not much else I can say. I mean, eventually this leads into the honeymoon, which is that's when some shenanigans happen because they go to an island and it turns out there's some smugglers there and without Clark, without his powers, oh boy.
Yeah.
But the fact that this marriage has lasted, and yeah, until the New 52 tossed it out the window.
Right, exactly.
But there's a reason why people still adored it when it came back, and people just this is a couple that makes the most sense because it's been there since action number 1.
Right.
Whereas ones like Batman, for example, not really. You know what I mean? Like, because for one, there was no love interest in the beginning, right off the bat, except for Julie Madison.
Oh, yeah.
Julie Madison, but she wasn't in the very beginning. And even then, it was just, she didn't have much of a personality then.
Right.
And then even when with Catwoman was a straight-on villain. The whole dating Catwoman didn't come till later.
And it was unnecessary.
I'd argue that.
I think most would.
Yep, and Silver wasn't until the 70s, and the closest would have been Vicky, but even that didn't really work because they didn't know, there was never much effort put into it.
Right.
Of course, pre-crisis, even Lois and Clark was done a lot for laughs because it's like, could have been, but never was going to. But you gotta remember this. Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster were originally going to actually have it be where they would have found out way earlier. They were going to shake up the status quo in the 60s.
Oh, wow.
No, not the 60s, in the 40s. In the 40s.
Oh, my God.
They were going to shake it up right then and there and have it be that she would have found out and would have been his partner, in crime and everything. Would they have gotten married? Who knows if it would have gone that far? But that tells you just how important Lois was to the mythos that the creators consider that. DC put the kibosh on that, but
Right.
the fact, again, that tells you something unique about Lois that you don't usually get anywhere else. In fact, I'd hate to say, and I wouldn't say I hate to say it, I gotta say, the Spider marriage is one of the closer ones of Spidey and MJ of being that couple that does deserve to be married.
Right.
And funny enough, the weddings happen around the same time, I think. No, actually, no, a decade apart. It was a decade apart because
okay.
On Spider marriage. I'm just double checking. When was it? The wedding. It was 87. So
yeah,
9
so it was
years.
quite a bit before.
But it's in that similar vibe still of these two, quintessential love interests. But
exactly. This is
yeah. So, what would you say was your favorite part of this?
When Louise Simonson was
during the bridal shower.
Yeah.
Because the stuff was Lucy and Lois there was the mother and all that. And poor Lucy still right. Just that like, Mom.
Oh my God. It's so cute though.
It is. And Jimmy, I gotta say, Jimmy did feel, if I didn't say anything, Jimmy's whole like, oh, you don't want to be the photographer. It's like, dude, be glad you're gonna be there still.
Yeah, but that turned out better than expected.
Oh, it definitely did. Because you would have, because Jimmy had been more focused. Pete's always kept to the side.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, this is a version where Pete didn't know the secret by this point.
It's nice to see Pete, though.
Oh, yeah. And, of course, Lana's there, of course. Although, kind of weird how, let me get back to it. She looked blonde when they were walking down the aisle.
Isn't she a redhead?
Yeah, I think it's the lighting.
It could be, yeah.
No, sorry. There's Lana, but even there, it's still, it's kind of reddish, but not as full on. It's the orange reddish, which is she's supposed to be, but you can barely tell.
Yeah.
But I guess, now, what did you see about of all the dresses? I'm asking you because you're a girl and all.
Selena still wins.
Oh, no, I'm asking in this issue. Compared to the other one.
Oh, it's way, way better. Way better. It's classical beauty.
It's classical beauty with not being, as she put it, like a bad fairy tale.
Yes, exactly.
Hold on. Yeah, not. Oh, crap. Hate when that happens. But yeah, so again, that was the wedding album. Nothing much else to say without going in circles. But thank you so much for joining me on this one, Tristan. Thank you, everyone else, for joining in. And we'll be seeing you guys on the next one. Take care.
Bye, guys.